Even though last week I mentioned that I was really motivated, I feel like I want to just take a step back. And it was prompted by the picture book course that I'm currently taking. There's like a rest week in the middle of the 8-week course. And I thought, right, I wonder how this is going to go down and how I'm going to fill up my time. One of the first things is Mothers Who Make. It's basically like a peer supporting group, a free space where they support mothers who want to talk about their creative practices and share experiences. And a few months ago, they offered people group coaching sessions, which I signed up for, but I wasn't sure whether I was going to get, so I didn't say anything about it then. But it starts this week and I got it. Some of the things that I noticed is like this reoccurring feeling that I like to prepare myself and make sure I get the most out of the experience. Or maybe it's also like my past corporate world side of me that's like, okay, there's a meeting, I need to prepare everything, make sure that everything is okay. That's like one side of me. I'm very organized, but then art is the opposite. It's actually something I need to learn to let go, relax, really follow my intuition. And I think that's where there's that gap that I'm trying to merge together or try to balance. So I feel like this session really highlighted how hard it was to let go and play, especially because I've got these like long-term big goals that I'm trying to like prove myself of doing, I guess. And it's because I really want it to happen. In a weird way, I feel that for things to happen, I need to work hard and it cannot be playful. Like, yeah, I think that's something that I'm like tackling. I don't think I mentioned it on this channel before. It kind of feels wrong to play. And that's not what art is, right? I feel like there is a saying out there that mentions that overthinking kills creativity, and it's just so true, and that is what I'm experiencing in real life right now, which I'm just trying to relax a bit. Speaking about relaxing and whilst I'm drawing, one of the monthly goals I've set myself to do in last week's video is to do fresh paint. And I've decided to do this every Friday. Like Fresh Paint Fridays is what I'm calling it. There are writing prompts and techniques in there to keep us like nice and loose and go with the flow. So I decided to like listen to my favorite music, put some incense on, like just have a moment to myself. I'm not going to explain the techniques in here because intellectual property, but here are the things that I have made through this session. Just picking up the material that I feel like using at that moment, and also to help me like relax. I try to do a couple of backgrounds at the same time, so I did 3 sheets of this background. So this is the second thing, and I layered some textures on top. I think I picked up colouring pencil for this. And then the third thing I did was just picking up some of the scraps that I had laying around. I mean, out of the 3, I do love this one the most. I love vintage paper and I love the feeling of like the rough edges. It's a mix of like European / Asian vibes. Like, it's actually got a hut over here, and it's also got like a pagoda here, and this is like Swiss mountains, and this is like Chinese mountains. So there's something comforting when I reflect back on this piece. The aim is to do 100 of these, and I think out of the hundreds I'm going to just pick out things that really reflect and resonate with me. Speaking about intuition, just letting me flow, this is actually a piece of baking paper, and it got me thinking about how I don't go to cafes enough, so I decided to take myself on an artist date. I turned up in a cafe, grabbed my sketchbook, and I started drawing. This is the view I can see in the cafe called Yes La. It's a Filipino slash Malaysian cafe. So I literally just drew what I see and just jotted my thoughts down. I realized like how much I love the pattern on the tables, and I started drawing some patterns down there. That was really inspiring. Now the food arrived, and as much as I like to observational draw my dish, no, I'm not letting my food go cold. I don't know how food bloggers do it, but yeah. Anyway, thinking about this nasi lemak is like making my mouth drool already. So it was such a fun and great experience, like really low-key casual vibes, and just draw what's in front of me and what are the things that I'm picking up. I had so much fun. I think I'm going to be doing it more regularly. Speaking of artist days, I also headed to the Northern Craft Fair. It was like a car boot edition, but yes, there were a couple of car boots out, but everybody was literally melting.
Hard as you can. That's it. And then we just pop it in the dryer.
Anyway, I did see this. I couldn't help myself. It was £2.50. It's made in England, and it's like the OG sellotape packaging, I think, for sellotape. I am a stationery fanatic, so I had to get this, and I basically used it to keep all of my stickers that I've collected around the show. And I bought this, well, my husband bought this for me. It is a page spreader. I've never heard of this before, but apparently if you like open up a page, you can hold it with one hand. How good is this? Because usually if you don't, I need to open it with this hand and it doesn't stay open otherwise. But it actually works. So I think the moral of this video to myself is I always find something to fill up my time.